Pennsylvania is filled with history, but not all history stayed in the past. In old prisons, abandoned asylums, battlefields, and silent roads, there are stories of whispers, shadows, and footsteps that come from nowhere. Some say these are only legends, others know better. Stay until the end, because the final location may be the most unsettling of all. And if you enjoy dark mysteries, haunted history, and places where the past refuses to rest, like, comment, and subscribe before we descend into the shadows. Before us now is a state filled with places where tragedy left a mark. Some locations became haunted because of violence, others because of suffering. A few seem haunted for reasons no one can fully explain. So keep the lights on and listen carefully. Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia is one of the most infamous haunted prisons in America. Its stone towers and crumbling corridors once held prisoners in complete isolation, a punishment so severe it was designed to break the mind as much as the body. Today, visitors report shadow figures in empty cell blocks, sudden cold spots, and voices echoing through corridors where no one stands. Some have heard laughter that seems to come from nowhere at all, as if the building itself is remembering the suffering that happened inside it. Cell Block 12 is one of the most commonly reported areas for activity. Guests describe a pressure in the air there, a feeling that they are being watched, and an overwhelming sense that something unseen is moving just beyond the edge of light. The prison does not feel abandoned. It feels occupied. Gettysburg Battlefield is sacred ground soaked in tragedy. In July of 1863, thousands of soldiers died here in one of the most brutal battles of the Civil War. By day, the fields seem calm. But after dark, the silence becomes heavy, as if the land itself is holding its breath. People have reported phantom gunfire, the sound of marching feet, and ghostly soldiers appearing in the mist. Some claim to hear distant battle cries in the same places where men once charged into cannon fire. Devil's Den and the Wheatfield are especially known for unsettling encounters. Gettysburg is often described as more than haunted. It is described as layered, as if different moments in time still overlap there. Civilians, soldiers, nurses, and children have all been reported as apparitions. The battlefield does not simply tell the story of history, it seems to replay it. Pennhurst Asylum in Spring City carries a legacy far darker than most places on this list. Originally intended as a care facility, it became notorious for overcrowding, neglect, and cruelty. Its halls witnessed suffering that left a lasting stain on the property. Visitors and investigators report hearing children crying in empty rooms, voices calling out from sealed corridors, and footsteps moving through areas with no visible source. Some have felt unseen hands brush past them. Others say the building seems to react to their presence, as if it does not want to be disturbed. The tunnels beneath Pennhurst are especially feared. Strange sounds, sudden temperature drops, and an oppressive sense of dread are often reported below ground. Pennhurst is not just an abandoned institution, it is a place where the pain of the past seems to linger in the walls. Fort Mifflin, standing along the Delaware River, has survived wars, bombardments, and centuries of change. During the Revolutionary War, it was shelled relentlessly, and many soldiers died within its walls. That kind of history leaves a mark that time does not erase. The fort's most famous spirit is known as the Screaming Woman, whose cries are said to echo through the darkness at night. Visitors have described hearing a woman call out in distress, only to find nothing and no one when they go looking for her. Others have seen shadows moving in the fort's stone chambers, doors open by themselves, temperatures drop suddenly, figures appear in old military areas and vanish before they can be approached. Fort Mifflin feels less like a historic site and more like a place where the dead never received permission to leave. Omni Bedford Springs Resort in Bedford looks elegant and peaceful, but beneath its polished exterior lies a long and haunted history. For generations, it has welcomed travelers, soldiers, and even presidents. Yet some guests have checked out without ever really leaving. One of the most repeated stories is of a little boy seen near staircases and hallways, often vanishing when approached. Staff and guests have also reported knocking from empty rooms, footsteps overhead, and quiet voices in places that should be completely still. What makes this haunting, unsettling, is the contrast. A place built for comfort should feel safe, but here, the luxury only makes the experiences more unnerving. The resort feels calm on the surface, but beneath that calm, something old seems to be waiting. Hotel Bethlehem sits in one of Pennsylvania's oldest historic districts, and with that kind of history comes a long trail of stories. Over the years, countless travelers have passed through its doors, and some believe not all of them ever truly departed. Employees have reported phantom footsteps, lights flickering in patterns that seem too deliberate to be random, and elevators moving without explanation. One recurring figure is a woman in white, often seen in reflections or at the end of hallways, before disappearing into darkness. There are also reports of cold rooms, whispered voices, and doors that open when no one is nearby. Hotel Bethlehem has the uneasy feeling of a place where the past is not gone, just quietly staying in the background. Centralia is haunting in a way that feels almost unreal. In the 1960s, an underground mine fire began burning beneath the town, and it has never fully gone out. Roads cracked, buildings were abandoned, and the remaining landscape became a silent, smoking shell of what it once was. Visitors have described the area as deeply unsettling, not because of one ghost story, but because the town itself feels cursed. Smoke still rises in places. The ground feels unstable, and the silence there is so complete that even the smallest sound seems amplified. Some say they have seen figures in the haze or heard voices in the empty streets. Whether those stories are spirits or the mind reacting to the eerie landscape, Centralia leaves an impression that is difficult to shake. It feels like a place where the earth never forgot what was done to it. The Philadelphia Masonic Temple is one of the most mysterious buildings in the state. Its architecture is grand, symbolic, and intentionally layered with meaning. Even before any ghost stories are told, the temple feels like it is guarding secrets. Visitors have reported footsteps in vacant rooms, shadows drifting across walls, and the sensation of being followed through its long corridors. Some claim to have seen figures in period clothing standing motionless before disappearing. In a building like this, every echo feels alive. The temple's scale and design make every strange sound more intense. Hallways seem longer in the dark. Corners feel occupied, even when they are empty. The haunting here is subtle, but that makes it worse. It feels intelligent, patient, and aware. Grandview Cemetery in Johnstown carries the stillness of a place meant for rest, but many visitors say the atmosphere feels heavier than that. Cemeteries are naturally quiet, yet here, the silence seems to press down on you, as if the air itself has memory. Reports include glowing lights moving between graves, figures standing in the distance before vanishing, and voices heard when no one else is near. Paranormal investigators have also described sudden temperature changes and equipment malfunctioning near certain areas of the grounds. What makes Grandview so unsettling is the feeling that you are not alone, even when nothing is visible. It is a place built for remembrance, but some say it feels like something there is remembering you back. At the top of the list is the Seven Gates of Hell in Hellam Township, one of Pennsylvania's most infamous legends. The story changes depending on who tells it, but the warning remains the same. This is a place where fear comes easily and reason seems to fall apart. People claim to hear voices, see strange lights, and feel a sudden wave of dread before even reaching the gates. Some stories say only a few gates are visible during the day, while the rest appear after dark. That alone has kept the legend alive for generations. Whether the story is fully supernatural or built from fear and folklore, the Seven Gates of Hell has become one of the state's most unforgettable haunted locations. The road may be real, but the nightmare it inspires feels much larger than the place itself. Pennsylvania is full of history, but some places seem to preserve more than history. They preserve pain, fear, and echoes that never completely disappear. From prisons and battlefields to abandoned towns and whispered legends, these locations remind us that the past can still linger in the dark. If you enjoyed this journey into Pennsylvania's shadows, like the video, comment which location disturbed you the most, and subscribe for more dark cinematic countdowns. Until next time, keep your lights on and listen carefully to the silence.